Hello, Turbo Nerds. This is No Voice Gaming, and welcome to another week of gaming news headlines. WB Games, the publisher behind the Batman Arkham series and Injustice, has been trying to make a Superman game happen since early 2013. James Sigfield of Geek Worldwide detailed the long, fruitless journey WB has taken to try to get the legendary Man of Steel back on home consoles. It appears that multiple renditions of the game have been drawn up and scrapped over the past 7 years, including an open-world concept from 2013 that played similarly to the recent Spider-Man for the PS4, featuring a massive metropolis and numerous DC villains. In 2014, images for a prototype of Superman Unbound leaked, and the game was said to feature a more linear adventure which took place within the city of Kandor on the planet Krypton. Although these projects are cancelled, Sigfield did note that there is nothing to say that a new Superman game couldn't currently be in the works. My fingers are crossed because it has been far too long since we've been able to play as the incredible, invincible Man of Steel himself. With the November 11th launch date of Pokemon Sword and Shield rapidly approaching, bits and pieces about the game and its workings have been leaking out of interviews and data mining efforts. It seems that this latest addition to the franchise is changing numerous long-standing mechanics, and perhaps not for the better, judging by reactions on social media. In an interview with game director Shigeru Omori, it was revealed that the national decks from previous titles will not be making a return. For the unaware, the national decks allowed players to transfer their Pokemon from previous titles into a current one, even if the Pokemon did not appear in the game. However, Sword and Shield will only allow players to create teams of Pokemon found in the current region of Galar. Game Freak developers cited the lack of manpower required to animate the nearly 1,000 Pokemon in the franchise as their reason for this change. Similarly, it has been discovered that a number of old moves are also being cut from the latest title, the first time a game in the series has done this. After hearing the news, many fans took to Twitter to make their complaints heard, in hopes that Game Freak may reverse their decision, although to no avail. While I personally understand why many people might be upset, Sirfetch'd. That is all. More exciting things are cooking up in Valve's labs. Within the code of the latest Steam client beta update, references to the term cloud gaming have been found, leading many to speculate that Valve may be working on a game streaming service similar to Google's upcoming Stadia. Additionally, the references point towards more than one provider being supported, including Nvidia's GeForce Now service, which is in beta and currently works in a similar way to Stadia. These discoveries come hot on the heels of Valve's recent overhaul of Steam's UI, and the unexpected announcement of online support for local multiplayer games. All of these recent changes signal a new focus from Valve at making their particular PC game platform more attractive, in the face of a much more competitive landscape that has come about in recent years. Our last story of the week: US consumers spend an absurd amount of money on video games. From January to September of 2019, the US spent $27.9 billion on video game-related goods, including physical and digital copies of games, services, hardware, and accessories. This is a roughly 1% increase from the same time period last year. A large portion of the growth was made up of digital content and subscription-based services, which have seen an explosion of spending, while physical hardware actually saw a decline, falling by 3% since last year. Just putting these numbers into perspective, in the last year, US consumers spent more on video games than everyone in Iceland spent on everything. You crazy mother... Thank you guys so much for joining me again for your weekly gaming news update. If you like the content and you want more, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to No Voice Gaming.
In the car and I did that. But I don't want any more cheeseburgers. Please.